They don't want that free blue. Yo, what up? This is Free Blues Boxing. Hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell for unlimited boxing content. We are Bike. Boxing World, here we go. Saturday, December 19th on Showtime for the vacant IBO Championship welterweight belt. Jaron Ennis, he'll be taking on Chris Van Heerden. I got to tell you, Jaron Ennis is one of the most exciting fighters on the planet today. One of the slickest fighters, a real boxing technician. In my eyes, definitely could be the next Floyd Mayweather Jr., the next Roy Jones Jr., and arguably, to me, probably the most entertaining and exciting fighter, like I said. But seriously, like a prime Roy Jones Jr., at least the skills-wise, and the way he taunts, how flamboyant, his flamboyancy, like Adrian Broner. I mean, do you see what he wears in the ring? His shorts, like we haven't seen someone as flamboyant, and I won't say cocky, but just so confident as a Jaron Ennis. When you watch his fighting style in this era of boxing, especially, with the younger generation, as far as, the other 23-year-olds, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, the younger generation, Jaron Ennis is definitely setting himself apart. The only difference is he's a little bigger at the welterweight division, 147 pounds. And he's coming to make a statement versus Chris Van Heerden. Van Heerden is definitely tough as nails. He's fought Errol Spence Jr. a few years back. Didn't really give Errol a tough fight. He was pretty much just a punching bag. Errol, went in and did what he's supposed to do. But I tell you, Van Heerden can take a lot of punishment. What I would like to see is if Jaron Ennis can get him out of there quicker. He's a very humble dude. He's not looking to make a better performance compared to Errol. He says that he just goes out and he fights for his family, he fights for his fans, he fights for himself, and it's just another day in the office. I emphasize this a lot when it comes to the younger generation of boxers, like the Shakur Stevensons, the Devin Haneys, the Gervonta Tank Davises. With Jaron Ennis, he's the national gloves champion for 2014-2015. He's got a deep amateur background. He has a 92% knockout ratio. He's undefeated. He's 5'10". That's 1 inch taller than Errol Spence Jr. and just a slightly longer reach at 74 inches. He has a very, very high boxing IQ. You have to make the comparisons with an Errol Spence Jr. and the other top welterweights, Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao, because eventually all the top guys are going to have to get in the ring with Jaron Boots Ennis, and the sky's the limit for the young bull. Now, in the recent interview, like I said, the fight is this Saturday, December 19th. In the recent interview, Jaron Ennis has stated that, like I said, he's not worried about what Spence has done to him in the ring, but he knows for a fact that he's going to KO Chris Van Heerden, and I totally agree. I don't see this fight going past 6 rounds. Jaron Ennis is a top knockout artist, along with Deontay Wilder, Gervonta Tank Davis. In the fights that I've seen thus far, when Jaron Ennis smells blood, he definitely capitalizes on that and he gets the job done. He emphasizes on this fight that he will do his thing, and it's just time for him to do damage. As much as I love Errol Spence Jr. and what he's been doing as a unified welterweight champion of the world, him being Sean Porter, back-to-back, coming off of the car accident and dominating Danny Swift Garcia. And even though he is very talented, a high boxing IQ, the power puncher in the welterweight division, I got to say Jaron Boots Ennis is the most underrated welterweight in the division, and it's only a matter of time until he, like I said, he gets in with these welterweights and really start making statements and start, capturing these belts. Not sure if I see him beating an Errol Spence Jr., but if they were to fight, I would see it just going, tick for tack, just a real chess match in the ring. Let me not forget Terrence Crawford, the current #1 pound-for-pound king in the world. Terrence Crawford is the best switch hitter, both orthodox and southpaw. Jaron Ennis, other than Terrence Crawford, is the only fighter that can fight both ways and has just mastered that. His skills are impeccable, and his game is just flat out flawless. There's about a total of 4 fights that I watched. Jaron Ennis' 4 fights that just really stuck out to me, particularly in the Alvarez fight. I noticed just how explosive he is, just, out the gate. Jaron Ennis is not the typical, I'm going to come out and I'm going to jab, I'm going to fill you out. He literally comes out and starts throwing bombs. That's what makes him different as a fighter. And he's hurt, all of these guys in the first round. Usually it takes opponents to warm up, pop the jab, and, just warm up to their game plan. Jaron Ennis is a complete fighter and just comes out and just exposes guys. Another thing I wanted to mention, Jaron Ennis has a great work ethic. I've seen him in one of the documentary clips. He's just like a Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's literally chopping up wood as part of his workout regimen. With the skills that he has, a high boxing IQ, and a work ethic like that, he's gonna be a star in the sport, and the world will see very soon. And when you're the best, and I'm sure he'll be prepared for this as well. In the Alvarez fight, one of the announcers was like, I think he's having a little bit too much fun. It was probably like round 1 and round 2. Like I said, Jaron Ennis taunts the most in the boxing sport today. If you've seen his fights, he waves his arms around, he dances. There was one fight where he stepped, he pulled the Allen Iverson. He stepped over an opponent after knocking him out. He's just totally disrespectful in the ring. When you box that well, you definitely can do whatever you want. When he fought that guy, Fernandez, in the beginning rounds, he was taunting like he usually does. His trainer yells out, his dad, a great trainer, by the way, he yells out, "Stop laughing and straighten up the punches." He knows how good his son is, so discipline is important. Jaron's dad constantly yells out, "Go to the body, go to the body." You hear him yelling it throughout all his fights, really. He also emphasizes that these guys cannot fight going backwards, so he's constantly on Jaron Ennis to, upkeep the pressure. But yeah, Jaron Ennis is a fool in the ring. He be clowning. By the way, he has the nicest jump hook I've ever seen since Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's like explosive. It's like Russell Westbrook in the boxing ring. In the Alvarez fight, he landed like 6 of them. Like, it was something crucial. So yeah, and all of Jaron's performances there have all been A+ type performances. And in my estimation, he will soon be the face of boxing. Yep, Jaron Ennis, he was able to make weight perfectly at 146.8 pounds. December 19th, he'll be taking on Chris Van Heerden for the vacant IBO welterweight championship belt, December 19th, and I'm just looking forward to it. Hopefully, these other welterweights can make these fights happen with the young bull, Jaron Ennis, and like I said, the sky's the limit. They don't want that free blues. Thank you for watching another episode. This is Free Blues Boxing. Hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell for any boxing content. Until next time.